What's going on, Rick?
What are you saying, Steph?
I'm alright, how are you?
How you doing, brother?
About time, right? About time.
Stef Abtv.
That's it, finally on the old LLF channel.
Yeah, man.
This
It's been a while, so anybody that's not familiar, Stef... Did I say familiar? It sounded a bit funny then, didn't
No, that's good, run with it, man.
Yeah, okay,
run with it.
So, Steph, you got your own YouTube channel?
I do, mate, yes.
Do car features, car vlogging, similar to me?
Similar to you, car features, vlogs, press trips, all that kind of good stuff. Mainly around the Italian scene, but there's a bit of German in there as well, a bit of Porsche, a bit of Mercedes AMG. Yeah, no, really good.
So your Stef Abtv, is that for a bath? Or?
Yeah, it's a funny story, yeah. So I'm glad I didn't call it a bath because that would have been a real mess up. But yeah, I thought AB, short for a bath, because the whole thing kind of started with a bath, which was my first car,
right?
And I built the channel off of that, and then over the last 2.5 years I've been doing YouTube. It's kind of evolved from there, mate. So yeah.
So you've come down today in your Alfa Romeo 4C?
I love this car, Alfa Romeo 4C. Yeah, it's a car I've wanted for a long time, mate. A long time.
And you just recently purchased it, right?
Yeah, it's been about a month and a half since I've had it, and
before this, what did you have? You had the A45, didn't you?
Yeah,
red. You had that for long, did you?
No, I had it for about 7 months. 7
months?
Yeah,
how quick 7 months went?
Yeah, that's how quick it goes, mate. Yeah. I mean, when we last saw each other, I was still in the Abarth. We kind of bypassed the A45 stage. But yeah, no, I had the A45 for about 7 months. I love that car. It's a wicked car. But for me, it just felt a little bit too clinical. Personal preference.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of like into the whole kind of driver feel, driver enjoyment kind of stuff. And the A45, I think, did everything too well, personally.
I've always said that. That car is like... over-engineered is probably not the right word, but that's it's too good.
It's too good, and the sensation of speed, it's not there. It's so linear. It's so linear.
But it's quick when you compare it to other cars.
Yeah.
So you went Alfa, so obviously you're an Italian guy.
It's funny you say that because I never really was. I mean, I've had some cars all my life. I've had Evos, I've had S3s, I've had TTs. My last car was an RS4, B7 RS4 saloon, but then I went down the route of trying to be a bit sensible and save some money. That's where I kind of went for the Abarth, which is a fun little hatchback car, loads of fun. And then I got into the Italian scene and I really loved it. I really enjoyed the Italian scene. And then it was always kind of an aspiration as time went on that actually I'd love to get into an Alfa 4C one day, which is kind of like that next step up for Abarth owners.
So what's it like then? 875 kilos?
Yeah, so 895 kilos, 240 horsepower. I think the best way to describe it is it's like a track car for the road, really. I mean, the thing's got it's completely carbon tub as well. So there's not many cars on the road that have a carbon tub. This here, the entire thing is carbon. The only other cars really that follow suit with this is like the McLaren, the 570s and above. They're all carbon as well. But everything, these are all fiberglass. It's just they've gone literally down the route of just weight saving. That's all they've been trying to do with it, and they've made such a good job. I mean, the car looks sensational for me. But it's raw. That's probably the best way. It's a raw car, and you're going to find out.
Is it auto?
Yeah, DCT, dual clutch.
Yeah. And what's the engine size? 1.7?
1.75.
1.75.
1.75. Yeah.
And 895 kilos.
Yeah. I think that's important to note because I mean, you guys will probably be watching this going, hang on a sec, 240 horsepower. What's that? But when you look at power to weight, that's where you really start to see the difference. I think we worked it out. I think it's around about the same, if not a bit more than an M2 competition. So they balance each other out. And you start to look at weight. So
that's crazy. So you're like 700 kilos lighter than the M4, man.
Yeah. Wow. But you've got 700 bhp more probably. So a lot of people compare these to the Lotus Exiges and the Elises because they kind of fall within a similar category. Although I think from a visual perspective, personal preference, I think these look nicer. I suppose you get the larger engine in the Exige, but to drive it. It's a car that I wouldn't. Well, I don't daily this, thankfully, because it's a tough ask. I think to drive one of these every day is hard work. But when you get out in it, like just the feeling of driving, you just feel like you're in a track car, mate. Driving around the track. I mean, like we did Palmer Motorsports. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's lovely, and the noise as well because you've got the engine directly behind you. The only thing separating you between the engine and you is a paper thin glass panel, so you hear everything. The turbo whistles, everything.
What are the prices on these roughly?
So these listed at around 60 if you were to buy it new. So they do in two variants, Coupe and Spider. They stopped making the Coupe, I believe it was 2018. Same with the Spider. I picked this up for around about 36 grand. With 5,000 miles on the clock and one owner. It's a 2015 plate. And arguably people are saying they've bottomed out now, so they're probably going to hold their value and potentially go up because they've stopped making them. But yeah, no, they're wicked, man.
All right, let's go out of this stuff, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
Man like Stef.
Ricky.
What you saying, brother?
Yeah, good man, good.
Straight into film mode, like off camera we were just chilling, we weren't even talking to each other.
Yeah, we're talking about what clothes we're going to buy and stuff, straight in,
As soon as
film
you hit
mode.
record,
Yeah, that little red light changes everything, mate.
Everything.
Camera ready.
Trust me. This is sick, man. Look how low we are. We're
yeah,
like,
it's sick, isn't it?
what the hell? Sick. Bloody hell. Yeah, that goes, innit? I wanted to step then into second, innit?
Yeah. So it's got 3 stages. So you've got all weather, natural. We're in dynamic at the moment, which is, I guess, it's similar-ish to your MDM, but superly pegged back.
Okay.
So it lets it slide probably around about maybe 10, 15 degrees, if that.
Right.
And then you got race mode. But I try not to, because in race mode the ABS goes off as well. So it's literally like you're in a race car.
Okay.
But then you can get the back end out. The problem with this is that it's quite a heavy feel for the steering.
Right. Very mechanical.
Yeah, it's completely unassisted. Literally, it's just you, car, you feel everything. It's flipping hilarious, mate.
Jeez, it moves, doesn't it?
It's quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
The thing is with this car, I mean, off the mark, that's what it's for, isn't it? It's like acceleration, hanging around corners and stuff. It's low, it's wide.
Yeah.
I think once you get closer to the higher gears, it loses a bit of momentum because it's only a 1.75 engine. But for this kind of stuff, this is pothole central, really, man. It's some kind of assault course.
You live in the hood?
Yeah.
Was you thinking about tuning it up?
Yeah, so what they do, there's a company called AlphaWorks who I mean, you could just go and do like an AlphaWorks map without anything actually. You'll push this up to 285, I believe, close to 300 foot-pound of torque. And that's nothing. If you then go like breather mods, intercooler and an intake, this will push the 300 mark. And because of the weight, man, it's just nuts. You know, like back in the day, like when you had, when you were younger, you like modified your car, you wanted the loudest exhaust and all of that stuff. It just makes you feel like a kid again, man. Except there's so much more to this car than that.
And you've had M3s as well, haven't you?
Yeah, 2 E46 M3s. Well, I love those cars. I had a SMG and a manual. I got a bit excited trying to be Sid in the manual. It didn't end up too good, let's put it that way. The irony behind it is I was skidding it around all these corners and stuff, in a safe environment in Mexico. And the one
I said that so casually now.
Yeah, but the one place where I lost it was on a straight line. There must have been a patch of oil on the road and it just went.
Oh, you're in the excuse right now.
Yeah,
Well, let's not talk about Palmer Sport.
How did you get on, mate?
I got smoked by Stef.
It was good fun though, yeah.
Palmer Sport was probably the best experience ever.
The people who teach you that stuff are like, no, you're going too slow, mate.
Man, unbelievable. It's like they want you to crash, right?
Yeah, literally. Is that the other left corner?
Yeah,
it is the other left corner.
Yeah.
And because you sit so low, it feels so much faster as well.
Yeah. How long does that rear end hold on for then? Like, are you not going to get it unstuck?
You do have to push it a lot, I think, to unsettle it. It has got a lot of grip. This, I've seen some real horror stories online where people have tried to correct, they just can't do it quick enough.
Right. So you're saying because the wheel's so heavy, yeah, I know what you're saying, it's like the caterum.
Yeah.
I spun the caterum that I got from, that they loaned me as well.
Yeah.
I was literally just like, near their factory as I'm exiting the roundabout, I tried to put it into oversteer.
Yeah.
And they snap, and because they're so heavy, you can't be quick with it. Like, you can.
Yeah.
You gotta be a real ninja.
You gotta be seriously, you gotta be Sid.
Sid, you literally gotta be sideways Sid. Oh mate, could you just imagine this with a manual? Does it come manual?
No,
really?
they don't come manual. It's,
whoa!
Yeah.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, don't worry, the moment you, hang on, you got the brake on.
Yeah.
There you go. The moment you start to roll though, it's alright.
Okay.
But you see what I mean now? Like if the back goes on a steering this heavy.
If that back goes, no, it's done, it's over.
Yeah.
I ain't catching that.
Not even Ricky can.
What the fuck? Bro. Yeah, no, it's a little lighter now, isn't it?
Once you start moving, it's like you still fight it, and that's the thing with this. It's very involving.
Yeah.
I guess that's one way to call it.
Yeah, like you say, it is a little wide, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't notice it as much, but when you start to look in that mirror and you see half the car is nearly over the white line.
And the brake, how mechanical the brake is.
Mechanical brake, yeah.
Jeez. moves around a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, we ain't got up to speed yet.
No, it does. So that's one of the real criticisms of the 4C. So the irony behind it is that this has already had the steering geometry sorted.
Right.
If you got one of these out the box, the first thing you need to do is sort the geometry out, because for some reason the way Alfa have prepped these, they're prepped for the track.
Oh, okay.
So you get them on a public road, so the caster is a bit out, and it just tries to throw you everywhere. Yeah. Like any undulation, it pulls you into a box.
So you haven't had yours done?
No, this has had it done.
It's had it done.
Yeah, and it's still.
Okay. Right.
I mean, to be fair, the roads near us are they're not the greatest roads.
Yeah, no, these are bad roads.
Yeah.
How long have you on it again, Steph?
So I've been there about a month and a half, mate.
Month and a half?
Yeah, a month and a half.
You not had no little bits going, like, you've not had to do any warranty work or?
No, nothing. So the thing is, a lot of people kind of say, oh, Alfa Romeo, they fall apart, but so this car, I mean, the engine on this, the 1.75 engine, it's the same engine that's in the Giulietta as well. Yeah. And they're pretty bulletproof. I think with this car, because it's all carbon fibre, it's like, hopefully the bolts don't come off the tub and stuff, so you have to tighten them every 2 years. Okay. But no, nothing, mate. Other than that, it's all been good.
Caterham comes to mind, and even the Mini.
Yeah.
That orange Mini that I went out in.
Yeah.
Very raw, man. Digital dials as well, isn't it? Yeah, it moves a little bit, doesn't it? Just a little bit. Yeah. Almost.
A little bit, yeah. They're not for everyone, I think, because I think, you know, if you think of what it is, I mean, you guys watching this are going to think, well, there's nothing to it. There's 2 seats, there's a carbon tub. I mean, the stereo is pretty much our Halfords, man, and this is the upgraded model, Rick. So
this is the upgraded,
it's the upgraded Alpine model.
I think it's a good thing. It just shows the direction and the mindset of Alfa as well to sell a car like this, you know. Shows that they're obviously driving purists at heart, you know. Yeah. I can say that this is one of the most rawest, newest cars I've ever driven. Yeah. 100%. But there's nowhere to really. Jeez, see that there? Yeah. That just dragged me to the left. That was what the Focus ST did that. Basically.
You've got to be on it, as in you've got to have your wits about you with the steering.
Yeah, 100%. You wouldn't even know it's rear-wheel drive, would you? So what's next for you anyway, Steph, YouTube-wise?
I think, mate, you know, we were talking about this earlier, I think I just got to keep grinding away, working hard, and just keep growing. And we're closing in on 20,000 subs now, which is brilliant.
And you work a full-time job as well, don't you?
Yeah, full-time Monday to Friday, 9 till 5.
Crazy, man. I genuinely, like, I don't know how. I mean, like, obviously a lot of people work whilst having a YouTube channel, but the content, the level of content that you provide, and the amount of videos you upload, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's a hard game to try to juggle both, and I think the way I try to manage it now is, you know, I work Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. I film on a weekend. I try and keep Sunday free to spend time with the missus. That's another part of the life that you've got to keep happy. Yeah. And then edit in the evenings, and just keep doing it in the hope to, you know, do what we all want to do. You know? Yeah.
Well, like I say, man, I do YouTube full time, and boy, it's like it takes all of my time, man. Yeah. It takes all my time. It's I would say it's impossible. YouTube is almost impossible. Yeah. Unless you got no bills to worry about it. Like any kids that are watching that, if you're at home with no bills, get on it, man. Yeah, that's what it is mainly.
Yeah, man.
It's a nice and important. Nothing.
Sticks, doesn't it?
Nothing to the car, yeah. But yeah, you got to learn how to drive this car. Yeah. You got to get used to it.
Yeah. To start with, it drives you a bit.
Yeah, 100%.
Until you really say, right now, I'm driving you now, and you throw it around.
Yeah. But it's like, you know, no disrespect, but it's reminding me of a front-wheel drive car right now. Yeah. Like when I'm getting on the throttle, I'm not sure if it's gonna dash me left or right, kind of.
Yeah, you won't. I mean, if I join put into race.
Yeah, go on.
Just wait for it to go yellow. You need to be stopped for it to go. Oh, there you go. So everything off. So you've got traction off. You've got no ABS either.
Yeah, nice. That felt good there.
Hey, I've been around that corner a few times. Ricky.
We could have went more, man.
Yeah, that was living life fast right there. Flip it up.
You like that one,
Yeah. I'm gonna lie, my heart's gone up a beat, you know. It's like the race mode's turned this car on a bit, and I'm a bit.
It felt a bit, I don't know, yeah.
It does. So the gears are more punchy as well, but also it's
when you're on the throttle, it stays on its line actually. Yeah. So a minute ago I was just saying like, hey, I'm driving it for a few minutes. What can I really say in it? M3. Yeah, it feels a bit punchier, I think, in race mode, doesn't it? Yeah, like there, you see, it just turns just a little bit. Like there.
Yeah.
Man. Wow, you know what? It does actually feel good with the weight, you know that?
Yeah. Boy, you've got no ABS. You've got no ABS. Oh. Ricky is on it, mate. Right, that's it. I can cancel my annual Thought Park membership now, mate. I'm just going to come out of you every now and again. Genuinely, Rick, that's serious.
Yeah, but
man.
this is my road, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's my road as well. Do you know what I mean? Do you see like what I mean now in the sense that it's like a race? I mean, you drove that like how it should be driven.
Yeah. No, that had more to go, man. We had more. There was more in it, man.
More in it, yeah.
But yeah, like all those rear-wheel drive, man, you ain't got to worry about this, man. It's planted, do you know what I mean? You see there, like.
Hey. Got a bit hot in here all of a sudden.
Yeah, look at the steam.
Yeah, that's probably all me. So now it's in race.
Yeah.
Does that?
I mean, it could be because it's in race. It might just be where now I'm actually staying on the throttle, whereas the first few minutes of driving it, I've just been letting off, you know, just turning around. But I think when you stay on the throttle, it stays straight and it stays on its lines.
Yeah.
On track, it's going to be a whole different thing. Like it's a track car, man.
Yeah. Something
that can be driven to the track, right? And driven home.
And driven home, exactly, like we did for Palmer Sport.
Yeah.
Where I beat you. Do you know, I don't know how I beat you, just seeing how you've just driven this, man.
Track is very different.
But you know,
and with me, I've got to, I mean, I'll be honest, like, I didn't feel like I did my best, like, not one bit. I never felt that, you know, forget the excuses.
Yeah.
But there was way more in it, man.
Got a lot to give, man.
See traction kicking mid-corner there.
There ain't no traction, mate. Not in race.
Okay.
Ricky mistakes the rev limit for traction. This guy, man. This guy. Oh. I'm going to say this. Like, if anybody's watching this who has featured their car on LLF, hats off to you, man. Because this guy knows how to provide an experience like no other, man. And I genuinely mean that.
Right, so guys, I'm going to end the video there. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, smash the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And Steph, thank you.
Mate, thank you so much for having me, mate.
No, man. What a car as well. Let's book a track day. Let's do it. 100%.
Yeah, that'd be good fun.
And remember, Steph's channel, links will be in the description. I'll leave it at the end so you can just hit the subscribe button.
Oh, you're legend.
But just check out his content. Really, really cool content, man.
Yeah.
You've been doing it for a few years now as well. So,
yeah, 2.5. I would say if you're going to check out one video, watch the 992 Porsche video. That's the one.
Yes.
And then you can make a decision from that.
Yeah.
But no, thank you.
No, that's right, man. So yeah, guys, gonna leave it as that. Thanks for watching. Bye.